Friends, DeepSeek is a new Chinese-made competitor to ChatGPT in the market. That in itself doesn't call for a second reading. That it wiped out $1 trillion of the leading tech index in the US 6 months back, after its owner said it excels all its versions in performance and cost, much less, however, does. So for multiple readings, does that mean that America's dominance in AI is under threat? Gemini, Grok, Anthropic, Meta AI, and now DeepSeek are all competitors in the list, and the list will only grow longer. Even as they are all virtual assistants, chatbots, they are different, with OpenAI's ChatGPT being the most sought after. They are all open source, can be downloaded for free and fine-tuned. Are AI chatbots the new phenomena then? ELIZA, a chatbot that simulates a conversation with a user in English, was developed in the 1960s by Joseph Rosenbaum at MIT as a research tool to study human-machine communication. Parry, another chatbot, was created in 1972 by American psychiatrist Kenneth Colby as a natural language program that simulated the patient with schizophrenia. What we see today are more evolved versions, since the electronics that carries these programs have got better beyond comprehension. While ChatGPT, a generative pre-trained transformer developed by OpenAI and based on transformer architecture, Gemini, a large language-based model developed by Google DeepMind and was actually initially named, Bird. Now, their development goals and some specific functionalities are, however, different. There are certain changes, there are certain differences between Bard and ChatGPT. Well, ChatGPT uses a vast array of internet text, books, and other publicly available sources to train its models, with specific focus on safety, ethical considerations, and fine-tuning based on user feedback. Gemini uses a wide range of internet data, but has Google's extensive search capabilities and data sets in its use. It also has access to proprietary Google data, including web crawls, user queries, and a lot of up-to-date information. It can also read a picture in a book of physics and even describe the physical laws, on the cover. Although all the bots will do similar things. Well, ChatGPT is integrated within the OpenAI's ecosystem and is available through standalone applications, APIs, and can be integrated with Microsoft products like Word and Excel. Gemini, on the other hand, is integrated with Google's Google search engine, Google Docs, Google Sheets, YouTube, and other Google services. Like many others in its group, in its ilk, this too will not talk about your American politics and its leaders, but will do so for other countries. The current chatbots are basically reasoning models, and can do complex tasks related to mathematics, coding, and science. They can even write the best of contemporary poetry or create a gripping story within a few seconds, and which even the best poets or storytellers will struggle to manage. While ChatGPT may answer most questions, the Chinese DeepSeek will refuse to answer questions on Chinese politics, or those in power. Why is this so? It is trained on different data sets of, and in a different context and culture. While ChatGPT will talk about Tiananmen Square protests, DeepSeek will not. That said, ChatGPT will not, answer questions on Donald Trump or US and his policies, for their browsing features cannot provide up-to-date answers. Something important emerges here. Will AI control our world and our thinking? Will future wars be initiated by virtual assistants? What is amazing, however, is both do parsing and display a chain of thought processes, talking the reader through the structure and double checking the replies. While that may be so, Grok is another virtual assistant of Elon Musk. Like the man, it has a rebellious streak and answers questions which may even be provocative and not convenient to the government. Roast Me, a feature on Grok, is worth exploring for its banter. It also competes with OpenAI's image generator, DALL-E, and what they all do and would not do is actually dependent on the deposition of their founders, developers to the government. Are chatbots capable of answering anything? Not really. They cannot do many simple things such as telling time, though they will be doing things one would have never imagined a few years ago. No chatbot can depict time accurately. They have no real-time awareness, lack contextual memory over time, have no direct access to calendars or clocks, and their knowledge is mostly static and have a time cutoff. And many times they generate incorrect responses to questions one would expect a 6-year-old to answer. Claude chatbot, developed by Anthropic, a research firm that consisted of former employees of OpenAI, has a strong focus on safety and interface and gives honest answers to even tells its users that it can too make mistakes, and hence the user must double check the responses. Another star performer is Meta AI, developed by Meta Platform, a company best known for Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Oculus. Meta AI is into a variety of AI technologies ranging from natural language processing to computer vision, robotics, and AI for social media and augmented reality applications, and is committed to advancing AI in the context of social media, virtual reality, and much beyond that. This sweeps across technologies makes it a strong contender to challenge GPT in future. Even as we have multiple chatbots in the market, each vying for a market share, and with more to come, should we be worried? They are also difficult to differentiate from one from the other, given their comparable abilities, aside from their limitations, with so many of them filling the gaps left by each other. Should the world be worried? Probably yes, for sure, for the AI ecosystem is dominated by just about half a dozen billionaires who could take a stand for or against the government. On the other hand, autocratic states too, with no regard for the freedom of press or freedom of the people, freedom of speech, could take advantage of their people, besides bad actors and state actors who could spread disinformation online, fuel intolerance, and undermine democracies. Where does India stand on AI and its uses? Will there be an Indian chatbot as powerful as the ChatGPT? That it must be in the race is a given. That we are far behind is a fact. And the current announcement of investments in AI in the budget is the hope. So with that, friends, I tried bringing you the chatbot culture that we are creating in the world. Could be useful, could be dangerous. Like I said, every technology can be used, misused, and also abused. The choice is ours. With that, friends, I end today's episode with a promise to be back the next Saturday with another. Until then, thank you, Dhanyavad, and Namaskar.